You put your hand in hot water. This is David Butler, Laura Mosley. So that's your brain going, hey, that's hot. I'm going to protect you. You pull your hand out and you look at your hand, you go, sweet, no tissue damage, right? Now, if we left our hand in there and burn the tissue, so this is the protect by pain alarm. This is actual tissue damage. So remember, pain has a buffer, right? So the longer you've been in pain, right, now, or let's just say you had an injury, is now your alarm system is going off, right? We're all the way down here. This is called the new protect by pain line. Now, what happens as we do less and less, and some of you guys have been dealing with this for years, some decades, is over time, now the tissue tolerance is dropping down because you're deconditioned, you're not getting as much blood flow, maybe some neural tension. But now the gap between when pain starts and when you're actually doing tissue damage is way bigger. So in order to get that gap back to where it was on this side when your nervous system was more regulated, you have to tap or nudge into it little by little, right? And then what can also happen, which is never fun, I talked about, is the flare-up. So when we have the pain going off and then the tissue damage, flare-up's kind of like right in the middle. So flare-up doesn't mean you actually damaged your tissue, your body, but it is your nervous system and brain going, oh crap, that was too much. Whatever it was, like physically maybe you did too much. Think about the emotional things that happen. You know, I had a patient the other day who he came to realize that his pain started and his back pain next day, boom, couldn't get out of bed. And he dealt with that for 3 or 4 weeks, right? So figure out what caused a flare up. You know, was it emotional? Was it more the physical? Well, then just take a day or two off and understand that's what you're doing. You're letting your nervous system kind of dial down a little bit. And then the key is to go back to it. You know, some people, you can technically, from a structural standpoint, if you're really confident that your pain is 100% neuroplastic, you could go back the next day and do it. But usually I tell people just be kind to yourself, be compassionate, take a day or two off, and then go back and maybe do that thing that you just did like 50% less or, 25% less.
Very good.
And then little by little, you're retraining that nervous system how to get back into that movement. So whether that's dance, whether it's a specific PT exercise, what brings you joy, right? The reason my exercises work is because it just brings people safety. Like this doesn't seem very, intense, but you'll start seeing, gains when you do that little by little, or bending over in a seated position instead of standing at first, and bending over light, loose, and easy, is you're just showing your body little by little that it's safe, that it's not in danger, that it's overprotecting. I always tell people is remember your pain alarm that we talked about is affected by emotions, by suppressed emotions, right? So it's kind of just thinking about all these different things.